It's just a different name. This is made for Ford, but it's basically sitting on a Nissan Quest body drive. The code is P0136, which is the event control, and the NOx sensor, and P00029, which is the event control valve. And those two codes alone would trigger the check engine light. And the reason why it would trigger the check engine light, I've noticed one problem in this car already. Immediately the car got here, in the van, is the radiator fan is being directed. And with the radiator fan being directed, immediately you turn the key on, the radiator fan is on. It's not supposed to be. It should be coming on at intervals. I'm looking at the temperature gauge. You see where the temperature gauge is? It's on the lower end of the gauge. And it should be close to the middle after about 5 minutes of running the car. Yeah. Now, let's go to the active mode test. I just want to do an active mode test to see something. Then look at all the data. You can see that the check engine light is gone. I've erased it. Yeah. But it might come back on. And the reason why it will come back on is because of those codes. One, the NOx sensor is been again, which means that light will come on again. Or it's causing the light to come on is this. With your fan, your radiator fan running directly, coming from Lekki, you were in traffic for a while, you had to park your car. When you're in a traffic situation, you're not having a complete combustion. And when you're not having a complete combustion, all the unburned fuel form into a carbon. You start building up that carbon in the combustion area, and what happens is when that carbon builds up, all the excess fuel that's not burned will get soaked on those carbon. When you turn the engine off, sometimes the engine will be running. That's what we call anti-dieseling, or pinging. Or it produces excessive heat in the combustion area. And what happens is that you have pre-ignition in the combustion area. I see that you guys brought the whole family here. The noise level of the wheel, it's
high.
Okay.
It's a bearing failure.
Okay, you have a bearing problem, which sounds like a howling noise.
Yeah.
And now that's the number one problem. The number two has to do with the transmission, not shifting right.
Yes.
Okay,
so
what
the
was
vehicle is not moving
it's
fast.
it's not moving. What we wanted to do is to scan the car, because apart from the problem the car is here with, the check engine light is on, and it's easier for us to check the service engine soon to find out if there's any problem with the powertrain. That might lead us to the problem it's having with the transmission. I'm going to the right product. This is a Toyota RAV4. I have to turn the key on to find out exactly, to read the codes. It's giving us some of the code. Now what we have to do is to check out which code we're having. That's P1135. I'm scanning it just to find out exactly what's going on. What I'm trying to do right now is to ascertain what the problem is. The complaint of the transmission not shifting or shifting too slow. So what I'm trying to do is that's why I have it up. That's why I'm simulating a dyno effect, more or less like it's on a dynamometer, to test if the transmission is shifting. I've tried to shift it manually, it shifts, but now what I wanted to do is shift it in D and see if it will shift. I've already shifted it into D. I'm going to accelerate.
How?
Eh?
Apart from, are you looking at this place?
I'm looking at this area.
Because this one just melted last week and somebody did it for me.
Yeah, but this thing wasn't broken before. But this thing has been like this. This one has been like this.
Yes.
Yes. For this thing to be like this, it must have been in a wreck.
No, it wasn't like this. It got broken, I don't know. It wasn't like this when we got it.
It wasn't like
It
this.
wasn't like this.
But from here, look at this.
It wasn't like this.
Look at the chassis. Look at it right here. This is sign of somebody straightening.
Okay.
Look at all these sensor.
You know what happened?
Yes.
My PA was involved in an accident with
Okay.
it here in Nigeria.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. So
It was involved.
I mean,
so we took it to Mandela.
okay, to
Yeah,
fix
to
it.
fix it.
That's what I'm asking you, because
Got involved last year.
you see, because the challenge we were having is we thought it was a salvage car.
No,
But
no.
from what she
This
explained
side,
to
look at-
us,
look at-
yeah.
look at.
Yeah. From what she explained to us, the car's been in an accident before.
Yeah, in
And you can
Nigeria.
see that somebody had worked on it. That's what broke this wiring system. And from what they've done, this could be part of the problem why the O2 sensor, the oxygen sensor, keeps coming back at this wire. We don't know what they've done. What they could have done is just change this cover and be able to
What's the
insert.
cover?
No, this, because this is sitting inside the cover. All this is sitting inside the cover. Look, I see that some people has been doing some shady work in here. Look at this one here. All this could be part of the problem you're having with the oxygen sensor. From what I've checked, I don't see any problem with your transmission. I don't see any fault. Your transmission shifts smoothly in all gears, both manually and automatically. We've tried it. But from what we're looking at with all this wiring they join here, it gives us a concern, because we've tried to erase the check engine light about 3 times. It keeps coming back. And we don't know if they tamper with one of the wiring here, because some of these wires are going to the computer. And I noticed that they've tried to change the oxygen sensor here. This is an aftermarket oxygen sensor. It could
Not
be
the one
bad.
that came from
Yeah.
with the car.
Well, I don't know. If it's the one that came with the car, this didn't come with the car. This is an aftermarket. This one has been replaced. This is the original one that came with the car. But you can still get the original one from the dealer. If you know the person that bought the car for you, you can ask him or her to get you a complete set of oxygen sensor for this car, for this year model. Because right now, the only concern you have is the check engine light, and there's no way we can get rid of the check engine light without you changing this oxygen sensor. Then one thing I will advise you is, even if your mechanic has to come here to get a wiring diagram, we'll be glad to give him a wiring diagram. All this is not right. Look at this, is all this, it's not healthy for this car at all. And that's one of the reasons why you have a problem here, that the wires were melted. Maybe they run a wire to something that's creating too much resistance. And when you have too much resistance, what will happen is this wire will burn. That might be part of the problem you're having. This is a ground wire. We don't know where it's coming from. It might not be a ground. It's not supposed to be there. Normally all the grounds are bolted to the body and to the engine, not like this. So what I will advise you to do is let your rewire or your mechanic look for this cover, check, straighten out all this.
The whole of this panel.
You see, all these are inserted into this panel here.
Okay.
Yeah. So what they have to
for
do,
another one.
yeah, look for another one and insert it back. Then correct all this wire.
They are not supposed to be here.
No, at all. That means somebody's been doing a patchwork.
Yes, you're right.
Really,
So,
we are not supposed to hook our scanner.
if I had seen this, I wouldn't even hook my scanner to the car. If I had seen this, because this could damage my scanner. Because what happened is we don't know where they're tapping the power source from, where it's going. If it's going directly to the DLC, where we're not supposed to get a 12 volts, it could damage our scanner. But thankfully, we didn't see any problem. But the only problem you have is the oxygen sensor. And you have to replace both as a set, but I will advise you to have all this corrected.
Don't worry, somebody will come.
It's not generator field out.
Last time he did, I did something like this. He printed out the paper,
Yes.
which I was supposed to take to you, but because time factor, I couldn't get across to you. I called you. I remember I called you.
Where? In this
I don't
case, you're
remember.
getting this for free.
Yes, I know. I appreciate this.
Yeah, I know you paid for
Yes, I
this.
did. I paid.
Yeah,
I paid,
yes,
yes.
yes. But you're getting this for free because that's the essence of this program, to
I
be able
appreciate
to
that very, very
diagnose people's car
Yes.
and be able to explain it what the problem is
Yes.
and what needs to be done.
Exactly.
So this is your idle control solenoid.
Yes.
That's what controls the idle.
I've changed it.
You've changed it.
Yes, the first one went bad. That was when I bought this bad first stock.
Yeah, okay. That thing,
When it went bad.
how did it go back? What did they explain to you? What did they say?
So I was on my way to Benin,
Yes.
and then suddenly I just discovered that the tire was so high.
Yeah.
So I just
It could just be stuck because all they have to do sometimes is to clean it.
Your name and your profession.
Okay, my name is Dr. Aronsaye. I'm an eye specialist.
Okay, so what kind of car do you drive?
I drive a Ford Taurus,
Yeah.
2003 model.
Okay, what's the problem with it?
From what we have seen, it doesn't supply fuel directly onto the engine except you crank more than 3 or 4 times. So the fuel pressure is a bit low.
Okay, and have you been told what is responsible?
Yes, I was told that there's a fuel sensor, fuel gauge somewhere in the engine that is faulty and needs replacement.
How long have you had the problem?
I would say since February last year when I bought this bath fuel that was in circulation then.
How has it affected you until now?
Well, it's been dipping its hand into my pocket in that I spend a lot more on fuel because it consumes a little more fuel than necessary in the process, yes.
And now?
Well, now that I know what the problem is, I think I'm much more comfortable. I've spoken to the experts who seem to understand the whole dynamics of the working of the car, and I'm very impressed with their diagnosis.
So what would be your counsel to mechanics and car users?
I would say please see the expert. I'm an eye specialist. I know what it takes to patronize a quack. So I would counsel people to please take their cars to those who know how the car works so that you can have a good sleep and then less expenses at the end of the day.
And to mechanics?
Well, I think they should learn more. They should seek expert opinion. They should see some of these guys and learn more. I also want to advocate that if these guys can set up a mini school where they can train some of these roadside guys and equip them more so that the idea of everybody coming here would be less stressful on them, and then probably find a way to make these services available, and probably because the more the merrier.